Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo and I own Dow Law Firm in Normandy Park, and today we're going to talk about dealing with medical debt. Many times clients will come to me because they've incurred significant medical debt. Maybe there was a surgery, maybe there was an illness, maybe some other medical condition to where they have a high amount of medical debt from, maybe hospital, specialists, lab work. There's so many different entities that can be involved when it comes to medical debt, and there's so many medical bills coming in. And even if they have insurance, a lot of times it's not fully covered, right? And so there's quite a bit of medical debt and they don't know what to do. It's very overwhelming and they're trying to figure out how to navigate it and how to deal with the medical debt. Now, if you find yourself with a significant amount of medical debt that was not covered by your insurance and you're unable to pay, bankruptcy does not have to be the first option. We can look at some other options for you. And one of the first ones that I recommend to my clients is to actually apply for forgiveness. A lot of these hospitals or medical providers will actually have various forgiveness programs. Sometimes they're called charity care. But there's different options to apply for forgiveness of the medical debt, and that can really help to eliminate a significant amount of that medical debt to make it more reasonable or manageable for you to make payments on what was not forgiven or covered in that charity care. So my first recommendation, if you're facing a large amount of medical debt, is to contact the healthcare provider offices and see if they have any kind of forgiveness program. If there's an application to apply for it, get the application, fill it out. It might be income based. You might have to provide proof of your income or explain what the hardship is, but it certainly can be worth it because I've seen clients receive large amounts of medical debt forgiveness through this method. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars I've seen be forgiven. So that's my first recommendation to my clients who might be facing a large amount of medical debt, is to see if they can apply for forgiveness and to utilize those programs that these hospitals or other healthcare providers may offer. If that's not an option, or if you don't qualify, or if you do qualify for that but you still have a large amount of debt left from that medical expense, you can look at a payment plan. So a lot of the healthcare providers will take small payment plans to work towards paying that debt down. And that would stop it from going to collections. You don't want to have it, if it's not paid, it's going to collections. You're getting the phone calls, you're getting the letters, it's being referred to an attorney. Maybe they, are talking about suing you. We don't want it to get to that point. So if you have a balance outstanding and you can work out a payment plan with that healthcare provider, I'd recommend doing that. And that's going to depend on how much the debt is and what is your income and how much are you able to pay. So for some clients, the payment could be $25 a month. For some clients, it could be $100 or $200 a month. There's a few different factors that come into play when determining how much the payment plan will be, but you certainly want to do something about that debt and get on a payment plan or somehow address the debt before it goes to collections and before you have a lawsuit being filed. Because at that point, it's going to be harder to work out a payment plan and the amount you owe will just continue to grow. Now, if these options do not work, and for some clients they don't, or sometimes just the medical expense is too high that at $50 a month or $100 a month, if they owe $80,000, it feels like it's never going to get paid off, right? And so for those clients, sometimes we are looking at bankruptcy. Now, it can be a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, it could be a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. It's going to depend on what your income is and what the overall financial scenario is, but that is a way to relieve yourself of that medical debt. The Chapter 7 bankruptcy filing would eliminate it completely. A Chapter 13 would be maybe a repayment plan of a portion of the debt based on what you can afford to pay. So there could be some options there looking at bankruptcy. So if you're thinking you might need a bankruptcy, certainly talk to a bankruptcy attorney to figure out what are the options. Have you already sought forgiveness? Have you already looked into a payment plan? And is bankruptcy truly the right option for you? If you're looking at bankruptcy, you'll want to ensure that, at least to the best of your ability to forecast, that you don't have any upcoming or planned future medical expenses. If you know you still have surgeries or procedures or other medical expenses that will be coming. If you file bankruptcy, bankruptcy looks backwards at your debt. So it's going to look at who do you owe on the date that you filed bankruptcy, whether it's Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, and it's going to include all that past debt up to the date that you filed bankruptcy. If you file bankruptcy, but then you incur future debt, now there's going to be things that are out of your control. We can't foresee everything, right? But if there are some medical expenses that you know are forthcoming, you might want to hold up on that bankruptcy filing. So, or really talk to your attorney about the timing and the planning of the bankruptcy, because any debt that you incur after we file the bankruptcy, the next day you are responsible for, and it's not included in the bankruptcy, and so you're going to have to pay that. So you'll want to talk to that attorney about the planning and timing if you think you may have future medical expenses. So we're in Normandy Park, which is just a little bit south of Seattle. If you need help with medical debt, if you think you may need a bankruptcy, give our office a call. Our number is 206-408-8158. Thank you.